Marion Humphrey. So, okay, this took place in Texas. Apparently, he's been getting bullied in school all year for an entire year. And then one of the people who were bullying him befriended him for about a month, invited him over to a sleepover. And while attending that sleepover, they forced him to drink piss. They all peed in a cup, forced him to drink piss. They hit him while he was sleeping, shot him with a BB gun, and of course called him racial slurs, meaning nigger. They just can't put nigger in the article. So, according to the mom, it was happening, like I said, in school for an entire year. He had to quit the football team. The mom was speaking with the school. The school was saying there's nothing we could do about it. They weren't jumping in. And then even at the sleepover, went to the school, nothing we could do about it. So they're filing a lawsuit, right? A hate crime, naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So,
How do you force somebody to drink piss? I hate to focus on that one. But how do you I'm worried about this kid. I don't know. I thought about this differently because if I'm that kid, there's so many outs, so many situations where I could have got out of that situation, so many instances where I could have got out of the situation, I should say, and to sit there at a point where if they start calling you racial slurs, okay, there's one. Drink this piss. There's two. They're shooting you with a BB gun. 3. Why did he not call his mom? Why at no point did this kid decide to call home and say, listen, this is going on?
I mean, Dre, like the last thing that you just mentioned was they were shooting with a BB gun. But if somebody has a gun on you, you kind of do what the person with the gun says. Also, he was playing on a football team, so I'd have to assume these are probably some people. We don't know how many people were at the sleepover. Right, is what I'm saying. It could have been 8 against 1. It could have been 5 against 1. It could have been 12 against 1. But even if it was 1 against 1 and somebody has a BB gun on you, it's still a gun. And you're the age that you're at the age, you're probably going to do what that person says. I'm just saying.
Where were the parents in the house?
Who knows? But the other thing to keep in mind is this was happening for an entire year. So even if the parents were home, I'm sure throughout that entire year, those parents were notified that this behavior was happening. And still nothing happened. So the parents could have been upstairs watching Family Feud. Being like, they're just fucking with the little nigger kid.
Yeah. I mean, if you assume and put it in that situation, if the kid feels like he's alone, why doesn't he leave the house then? Is my last question. Why doesn't he just grab his shit and just say, I'm out?
So again, I ask you, when somebody has
it's a BB gun though. I'm not gonna die. You're not gonna kill me with a BB gun. Like, you want to know my honest mentality? If you shoot me with a BB gun, it's a fucking BB gun.
Of course,
that's my mentality.
So how do you? It's gonna
hurt. It's gonna sting, but you're not gonna kill me with that.
So how do you? But how do you leave if you're surrounded with by a bunch of people?
I fight my way out. I would rather fight my way out of that situation. Once again, we're talking about me, and this is what I would honestly do as a kid. Mm-hmm. I would rather fight my way out of that situation than drink some piss and be shot at with a BB gun. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, what is really going on? I'm punching somebody in their fucking face before you're even pissing in a cup, bro. Mm-hmm. Who's pissing? No, we don't have that time. I don't have that time. I don't know how. If they said, "Hold on a second, we're gonna leave here. We're gonna come back," and they came back with a cup, Nah, it ain't happening. Mm-hmm. Did he put the cup to his mouth himself? All of these things, they're not happening with me. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't make no sense.
The answer you're giving is, confrontation 1. Meaning, like, they invited you to this sleepover and they've had no negative interaction with you before, right? So this is confrontation 1, and they try to do some F shit to you, and then you're like, I don't fucking think so. This is happening to this guy for an entire year. So the reaction you're talking about, if he was going to have that reaction, it would have happened a long time ago. So, there's something called wearing people down, and an entire year That's a long time to wear someone down. So you have to put yourself in that person's state of mind after being abused for an entire year. By the way, this is a real thing. This is why people who are in relationships with domestic abuse, they stay. Because they got worn down mentally first. They think that they can't do any better. This is a real thing. And this is clearly what happened to this kid.
Situation doesn't happen if this kid attempts to get out of the situation.
No, this situation doesn't happen if the kid stands up for himself on confrontation one. Everybody knows.
That's what I mean.
But we're not talking about confrontation one. We're not talking about the first day they bothered this kid. We're talking about a year of torment and then being lulled into a false sense of security for a month and then being invited to a sleepover specifically for the purpose of... Everybody knows the best way to stand up to a bully...
Think about the mentality of a child who would be willing to go over to a sleepover and be friends with somebody who had been bullying them for that long.
After a month of being friends with that person?
No, think about somebody who would even attempt to be... If somebody's been bullying you, Chris, for 7, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months, and then all of a sudden they want to be your friend. You're going to be that person's friend?
Trey, do you not know how kids work? Do you realize... Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. You know that kids just want to be accepted, right? Like you are aware of this. So regardless of how long bullying happens, when they finally get accepted, that's the world for them. Furthermore, it's called rousing, right? There's two different kinds of bullying. There's bullying as in, I hate you, I don't like you, I'm gonna fuck with you every time I see you. There's another kind of bullying where it's, we're just guys having fun with you. You know, that's what we do. We do it to each other. Okay, cool. You passed the test. We're friends now. And again, I go back to the other point. Kids just want to be accepted. So even if they're constantly every day, okay, we're cool now. What are you saying to me right now?
I just listen. You know what? This story just ain't for me, man. This story just ain't for me because I grew up different. I just grew up differently. I am not that naive. I've never been that naive, bro. If somebody crosses me, and I've always been this way. If somebody crosses me and continues to cross me, that's it. I'm not trying to be your friend after that.
So I'd have to say you're the 1% then of kids.
Call me the 1%er that doesn't.
And to be clear, not adults. You're the 1% of kids.
None of this happens to me as a kid in this situation. None of this.
So you just heard all of Dre's words. Okay? And then you just heard all of my words. All right? And now I want you to choose who is at blame. Who's at fault here? Who do we blame? There. Is that fair? You heard his words, you heard my words. Who's at fault? Leave it in the comments. Two guys doing a podcast deuces. There. That's as fair as I can make it. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. Don't forget to like and comment. We finally hit our goal of 100 subscribers.
No, we're not done yet, though, Chris, man. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers, okay? So check out these videos over here, and make sure you press this button, man. Thank you for the 100. Let's get to 2.
Doses.